houses and that interested Nigerians at home and abroad at obtain expression of interest funds. It further stated that the interested applicants who were given a provisional offer of allocation between 2022 and 2023 are free to reapply. The Lagos State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Binga Motosho, has said the state government is in talks with investors to partner with it in the construction of the Lekki International Airport being built by the government, Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration. The commissioner said the airport, when completed, would accommodate 350 aircraft and transport 5 million air travelers yearly. Omotosho said the airports would be completed within a year or two. He explains that the project, which will be built on 3,500 hectares of land, will accommodate 350 aircraft and is expected to take about 500 passengers a year. The Independent National Electoral Commission in Lagos State says it has published the Surulere Federal Constituency 1 by-election notice as required by law. The INEC Public Affairs Officer in the state, Adenike Oriwo, said the notice was pasted at the Commission's headquarters in Sabuyaba for public viewing. Oriwo said the notice has also been posted at the Commission's Surulere Local Government Area Office. She revealed further that INEC had commenced the implementation of activities and timetable for the elections, adding that the preparations were in top gear to ensure strict adherence to relevant laws and guidelines for the poll. She, however, assured all that the Commission will not fail to deliver a credible by-election in the constituency. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Heineken Lokobiri, has announced that NNPC Limited will complete test runs at the Port Harcourt refinery this month. According to him, the decision is a major step towards resuming operations 5 years after the plant was shut. NNPC spokesperson Femi Shuneye in a statement said the testing will conclude shortly, ensuring the refinery's efficient operation. He said the refinery, which is undergoing an upgrade, will be by processing 60,000 barrels per day, and NNPC expects to operate at the full capacity of 210,000 barrels per day later this year. Port Harcourt is among Nigerian state-owned refineries that have been moved out for years, but which the government is trying to revive to end the country's reliance on imported refined products. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. Police arrest 8 suspects in connection with Plateau Christmas Eve killing. Details of this and more shortly after the break. Please stay with us. Thank you very much for joining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV and on YouTube. You can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. All is now set for the shooting of the movie titled Akbara in Ondo State. While addressing members of the pen profession at the press conference to unveil the logo and artwork for the new film, the National President of Freelance and Independent Broadcasters Association of Nigeria, FIBAN, Taiwo Adebayo Gold, said apart from bringing the state to limelight, the shooting of the movie will also add value to the economy of the Sunshine State. Omoshilola Adesoyachaye now reports.
Akbara, the Outcast, a movie written by Sunday Oshibata with over 600 cast, is set to correct ills in the society. While addressing journalists in the state, the executive producer of the movie, Damilare Adebayo, who said he was inspired by the script, which will bring a captivating story to life, also described it as a milestone achievement in the history of movie industry in Ondo State and in Nigeria at large, noting that the great potentials of the Sunshine State informed their choice of location.
This project, Akbara, is more than just a film. It's a labor of love, a cumulative of years of dedication, passion, and meticulous planning. Our team, comprised of some of the most talented individuals in the industry, has poured their art and soul into crafting a story that will resonate with audience across the globe.
The script writer and Assistant National General Secretary Tampan and line director Sunday Oshibata said Apara is one project he holds dearly to heart as it explores the in-depth of human spirits.
Through captivating performances, breathtaking visual and a compelling narrative, we aim to take this audience on an emotional journey unlike any other movies.
According to him, the language of the movie is set in southwestern Nigeria, enriched with a captivating storyline, and sought the support of well-meaning Nigerians towards the success of the project. A Nollywood star, Damilola Olatunji, also expressed optimism that the movie, when finally out, will help shaping the society and correct the wrongs among the younger generation.
Movies make actors. So we will give that same opportunity to love wonderful actors out there. We are going to make more superstars. So Apara is there to project more superstars to the world.
FIBA National President Taiwo Adebayo Gold expressed joy that shooting of the movie will not only bring Ondo State to the limelight, but boost the economy of the state.
In my capacity as the president of FIBA Nigeria, I endorse this project.
The peak of the event was the unveiling of the movie logo, artwork, as well as the social media handles. Apara is a movie that reflects political conflicts between the late Obafemi Awolowo and Ladoke Akintola Penkele in the 1960s. Omoshiliola Adesoye Ajayi, Osrc News.
The National Association of Nigerian Students President in Benin Republic, Ugo Chukwufavor, has called for the arrest of the reporter Umar Arujo, who went undercover to expose corruption and the issuance of certificates in the country. Speaking in an interview, Favor slammed the reporter for having his passport stamped and obtaining a certificate without being physically present. Favor argued why the reporter's passport was stamped, why not available there. Plateau State Police Command has arrested 8 suspects in connection with the killings of over 200 people on Christmas Eve in Bokos and Burkinland local government area of the state. Gunmen suspected to be X-Men attacked 12 communities in the cancer areas, killing dozens of people, leaving many others with injuries, while several houses and properties were burnt. Spokesman for the State Police Command, Alfred Alabo, who confirmed the arrest, said 8 suspects were arrested following a tip-off by members of the affected communities. He stated that the 8 suspects are at the State Criminal Investigation Department, SCID, undergoing interrogation. Swift Ship, a military manufacturing company based in the United States of America, has donated 2 high-tech unmanned water vessels to the Nigerian government. The company donated the equipment during a recent visit by the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Metawali. Presenting the unmanned vessels to President Bola Tinubu, the minister noted that the equipment will help to protect the maritime environment of the country as well as other areas. He stated that equipment will be deployed to the Niger Delta, Lake Chad region, and other maritime regions of the country. In March 2022, the United States donated 5 mobile detection system vans and other equipment worth $2 million to the Nigerian Police Force Explosive Ordnance Disposal. And now heavy rains continue to cause persistent flooding in regions of France and Germany. Hundreds of people have been forced to leave their homes in recent days. Emergency workers have been grappling with the rising waters during the last couple of weeks. Kemsola Ojomo has the detail.
The town centre of northern France recovering after several days of torrential rain, where residents still need to use tractors to get around the flooded street. The waters may have begun to recede, but the entire area is still under a red weather warning. This is the second time in many months that such significant flooding has hit the region, raising fears that this phenomenon could be the new normal here. As firefighters began to install pumps to clear the floodwaters, France's Environment Minister paid a visit, promising an exceptional response to deal with what has been an extraordinary season for weather.
We don't have a uniform situation across all the areas. There are sectors where we have repeated difficulties and others where, fortunately, we have a little less. But we need to find a way of coordinating the work taking place in one area so that it doesn't exacerbate the problems in the other.
In Germany, rescue workers in the city of Oldenburg, near the North Sea coast, put up temporary dams to stem the flooding from the Ont River. Already badly affected by the weather, residents are bracing themselves for more rain in the coming days. Yet, despite the forecast, some are refusing to leave the area.
I will not leave my farm behind. We have horses and so on to take care of. It's not that simple.
A race against time and the elements as the battle an already critical situation. Kemi Solojum, Osrc News.
Still on the foreign scene, Palestinians in Gaza have endured nearly 3 months of Israeli bombardment and displacement. One Baba in Rafah is giving back to the community that gave him shelter after fleeing his home. Shun Aditla has more.
Daoud Muhammad Bakar is just one of the estimated 1.9 Palestinians forced to flee an unabating Israeli bombing homes in a camp in Rafah in southern Gaza. Daoud is trying to uphold human dignity in the midst of an ever-growing inhumane war.
There are many young men who seek my services. I don't care how much they pay because I'm aware of how difficult the situation is. It makes me happy to receive customers because when they get a haircut, it helps them escape the difficult reality they're living in.
There isn't enough water in Gaza or access to basic hair washing products. It's hindering people's ability to maintain hygiene and having an effect on morale.
I needed a new look. I haven't had a haircut in approximately 40 days, and my looks have changed drastically. So maybe the new look will give us all renewed hope.
Daoud escaped Israeli strikes, leaving everything he had behind. People loaned him money to buy 2 electric razors so he could make a living. Expenses in Gaza are higher than ever because of the year-long Israeli blockade, and the need for essential products is growing more desperate by the day.
We didn't have any money, and I have children who have needs. Therefore, I had to provide for myself, my children, and my wife, for my family. In times like these, nobody is going to reach out and help you.
Palestinians feel abandoned. They say they can only depend on themselves and on each other with no end in sight to Israel's war. Shun Adetola, Osrc News.
And authorities in Indonesia say at least 3 people have been killed and 28 injured after 2 commuter trains collided in Indonesia's West Java province. Spokeswoman for the Transport Ministry, Adita Rawati, said the accident happened when a long-distance train from the country's second-largest city, Surabaya, collided with a commuter train near Bandung, the provincial capital. Regional spokesperson of West Java Police, Ibrahim Tumpo, said the 3 people who died were train staff, driver and his assistant on the commuter train, and a steward on the express train. A total of 478 passengers were on board the trains when the crash occurred. And that's today's tonight, but before we go, a quick look at the major stories. We told you in the news that the body of late former Governor Akeredolu has arrived in Nigeria. The body was received by Southwest governors, wife, children, and others. The NNPCL has assured that test running of Port Harcourt refinery would be completed this month. We also told you that police have arrested 8 suspects in connection with the 2 Christmas Eve killings. And from the foreign scene, heavy rains have continued to cause persistent flooding in regions of France and Germany. And that's the news. Thank you very much for your time. Good evening.